Aga. As we were going through her LinkedIn profile earlier, I was just struck by the scale of some of these projects that she's been involved with. Launching streaming services across different countries.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, and navigating those regulatory hurdles and the partnerships,
Oh, yeah.
it's mind-boggling.
It really is. And you think about, it takes a certain kind of leadership to pull all of that off.
Yeah.
And I think when you look at Aga's career, you really see a recurring theme of transformation, whether it's like, organizational change, driving operational efficiency, or finding new avenues for growth. She really seems to thrive in these situations that require, that adaptability and that clear vision.
Yeah, that's so true. And I'm remembering now her time at Discovery, where she was really heavily involved in the portfolio optimization and the regional restructuring, especially leading up to the Scripps acquisition.
Oh, that was a huge one.
Yeah, you're merging two massive media companies.
Yeah.
Blending different cultures, processes.
It must have been a whirlwind.
Trying to figure out how to make the whole thing work smoothly.
Yeah, talk about pressure. You need a deep understanding of the industry, the skill to build consensus, and you've got to have the courage to make tough calls.
Oh, for sure.
When everybody's looking to you for leadership. But, it's not just about the strategy, is it?
No. There's that human element, too.
Yeah, because change can be unsettling.
Yeah.
It's natural for people to kind of resist it.
Oh.
And it takes a special kind of leader to be able to guide everyone through those transitions, address the concerns, keep that team motivated.
Yeah, and it's recognizing that decisions, they don't just affect numbers on a spreadsheet.
Right.
These are decisions that affect people's lives, the teams, the whole structure.
Exactly. And it's about, empathy and clear communication, building that shared vision of the future. And from what we can see on her profile, it seems like these are all areas where Aga really excels.
Yeah, and don't forget, too, she's doing all this on a global stage.
Oh, yeah.
You're talking about navigating cultural differences, language barriers, different business practices in different parts of the world.
This whole other layer of complexity, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a level of sensitivity and adaptability that you don't just pick up overnight,
You really don't.
That's years of experience.
Think about launching, a streaming service in South Korea versus Japan.
Right.
Right. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Oh,
the content preferences are different, the competitive landscape, the regulations, even the way you market it. Everything changes.
yes, okay.
So you really need that deep understanding of each market.
Yeah.
And the ability to adapt your strategy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more than just adapting, though. It's
Yeah.
about recognizing the strengths of each culture and using those to create something unique, right?
Absolutely.
It's building bridges, fostering collaboration, turning that diversity into a source of power.
Oh, yeah.
That's crucial for anyone working in today's globalized world.
For sure.
It's not enough to just be good at your job, right? You got to be culturally aware, you got to be flexible, and you have to be able to really collaborate effectively with people from all walks of life.
It's a must-have skill set these days. It's not just a nice-to-have. It's essential.
And it's interesting, too, how consistently Aga has taken on roles with a really strong commercial focus.
Yeah, very commercially minded.
Yeah. Whether it's sales or corporate development, launching new products, she's always had an eye on revenue and growth.
Yeah, the commercial acumen. Essential. Right. It's not enough to just have great ideas.
Right.
You got to know how to turn those ideas into profitable ventures, right?
Yeah.
Understanding those market dynamics, the pricing.
Yeah.
How do you attract customers? And then ultimately, delivering that value that's really going to impact that bottom line.
Oh, for sure. And this brings us to another really fascinating part of Aga's story, which is her entrepreneurial spirit.
Oh, yes?
Starting your own business. That takes guts, determination, a willingness to take risks.
It's not for everyone, that's for sure.
Not for everyone.
I think it really speaks volumes about her self-belief and her read on the market. She recognized that there was a need out there for that project management and strategy support.
Yeah.
And she took the steps to fill that gap using her own experience and their own expertise.
Yeah. It's inspiring, right? It's like a successful career can become a springboard for even greater achievements. And it's about using your skills to create new opportunities. Not just for yourself, but for others as well.
Absolutely. And it's about taking ownership, really kind of forging your own path.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, now as we kind of head into this final part of our deep dive, I want to talk about something that I think often gets overlooked when we talk about success, which is resilience.
Oh, resilience.
Yeah.
That ability to bounce back from setbacks, learn from mistakes, and just keep moving forward. I mean, it's crucial for anyone, I think, who wants to achieve those big goals.
Yeah, and especially in a field like media, which is constantly changing, right? I mean, we've seen how Aga has consistently taken on these really challenging roles, pushed boundaries, ventured into these new territories. But that kind of journey, I mean, it doesn't come without its bumps in the road, does it?
Oh, no, not at all.
There are setbacks.
For sure.
Especially when you're pushing yourself, right, beyond your comforts.
The setbacks are part of the process.
Yeah.
It's almost inevitable, especially when you're really kind of pushing those boundaries.
Yeah.
And what really matters is how you respond.
Right.
You know, that's what defines your character and ultimately, I think, your success.
Yeah, it's about that mindset, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you can either let those setbacks kind of, crush you, or you can learn from them and come back stronger.
Exactly.
And from her career trajectory, it's clear that Aga is all about learning and adapting, and just that unwavering drive for growth. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about seeing them as opportunities to learn and develop.
A powerful lesson for all of us, isn't it? It's not about being perfect. It's about that continuous growth.
Learning from those mistakes, adapting, coming out stronger on the other side.
And it's, as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I'm struck by how her LinkedIn profile, it doesn't just showcase her professional achievements, but it also really highlights her commitment to giving back to the community.
That's so important.
Yeah.
It really does speak volumes, I think, about her values and her desire to make a positive impact that goes beyond, the corporate world.
Yeah. I mean, her work with the Ronald McDonald House Charities.
Oh, amazing, isn't it?
And her Mind-Blooming initiative.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful initiative.
I mean, it really showcases this different side of her that's focused on compassion and empathy and social responsibility.
It's refreshing to see someone who really prioritizes that purpose and that impact alongside their professional success.
It's a good reminder for all of us, I think, and especially those who are early in their careers.
Building a successful career is important, but it's equally important, I think, to define what success actually means.
Yes.
To you.
Absolutely.
And to make sure your actions are aligned with your values.
Love that. Really good point. I feel like we've covered so much from, those early days back in Poland with radio and television to, these global leadership roles at these huge media companies.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable when you look at it, all those different industries that she's navigated, the new skills that she's mastered.
All the challenges she's embraced and built this career that really spans continents.
Yeah.
And it goes beyond the traditional boundary.
I know. And as we kind of wrap things up here, I'm thinking, like, what's next?
Yeah, what's next for someone like Aga, right?
Yeah.
With her experience, her drive, her passion for innovation, what could that next chapter look like?
I mean, given her deep understanding of the media landscape, her global perspective, I mean, you got to think she's going to be at the forefront of whatever's coming next.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Whatever the next big trends are in the industry. I mean, the streaming wars, they're definitely not over, right?
Not even close.
And she's launched platforms like Paramount Plus. So, I can see her leading a global streaming division, developing new content strategies.
Yeah.
Maybe even exploring new technologies like the metaverse or something.
Oh, totally. Or, she's got that entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah.
Maybe she expands Veriga Partners. Builds it into this leading consultancy for media and tech companies.
That would be amazing. And I'm also thinking about, her commitment to community involvement. And I wonder, would she maybe explore opportunities in the social impact space?
Oh, interesting.
Right. Maybe she'll lead a foundation or, something focused on empowering women in tech or promoting digital literacy or even using media to address social issues.
Yeah. I mean, what a thought.
Right.
Her leadership skills and her passion for making a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, that could create some real change in the world.
Yeah. It's exciting to think about the possibilities.
It is.
And that's one of the biggest takeaways for me, I think, from this whole deep dive.
Yeah.
A fulfilling career doesn't have to be just about climbing the corporate ladder,
It's about so much more to that.
It's about learning, taking on new challenges, and making sure your actions align with your values.
Yeah, Aga's story really shows us the power of adaptability, resilience, that commitment to lifelong learning. Your career isn't a destination. It's a journey. You have the power to shape that journey in a way that's meaningful and fulfilling.
Absolutely. And if you're curious to learn more about Aga and her incredible journey, we encourage you to check out her LinkedIn profile.
It's definitely worth a look.
But before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought.
Okay, I'm ready.
Considering how quickly the media landscape is evolving and all the possibilities that are out there in this digital age, what do you think that next chapter for Agnieszka Veriga might be?
What a question to ponder.
I know. And maybe as you're reflecting on her story, you'll be inspired to think about the next chapter in your own journey.
Absolutely. Well, that's all for this deep dive.
Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing those boundaries.